I am live. According to what it says on my screen anyway, I am live. It could be lying to me, of course, and today it's been a little questionable, so I'm just going to take the computer's word for it. If it says I'm live, I'm live. Hi, it's Susie Q96. Welcome to the Wednesday night metal detecting show from the ground up. I found out a few minutes ago that two other people have now moved their metal detecting shows to 7 and 8 o'clock on Wednesdays also. So I'm competing with the world. It doesn't really matter to me. I just get together with my friends, and if I don't get the whole world, it's okay. I see Handy Andy 73.6. Oh my God, I scared you? How did I scare you? Not going live, I scared you? Oh, I guess it is kind of scary when I go live. Oh, I got my favorite bottle of power here. Now that I have scared my poor moderator for some reason. I don't have a whole lot of like super duper exciting detecting news. Oh, it was all quiet, and then I opened my big yap. Yeah, I guess that would be a little frightening. There must not be a whole lot of news in the metal detecting community right now, because the other channel that I tuned in on for a little while, they were just watching a video and playing a guessing game. So I didn't see them talking about a whole lot of things. I do have a topic I'm going to bring up after a little while and hopefully get a few people in here. A topic I think will be of interest. I have not been detecting for about 3 weeks now. My planning for my move and packing, and the fact that the temperatures have been over 100 degrees every day have kind of put a damper on it. And then of course having sinus infections and all kinds of weird ass, whoops, I said a bad word. I guess I'm gonna have to put a coin in a jar because I said a bad word. So I don't know, what coin can I put in the jar for saying a bad word? Maybe I could put this in the jar. This is a 1962 Canadian dime. And I'm not going to put that in my swear jar, but there is a reason it's up here. I guess that's as good as it's going to get. The reason that the Canadian dime is up there is it is a metal detecting find. Like I said, I have not been able to go for a while, but once I get up to Virginia where the weather's cooler, I'll be able to do some more. Yes, that is silver. There's our silver 364, just like ours. And I was so excited when I found this, because I found it somewhere where I just really, it was so out of place. It was found in the lot of a school that, from every indication, had a lot of fill dirt put on the site to level it out. So most of what I find on that site is much later dates. I usually don't find anything newer than about 90 or older than 93, because that's when they supposedly put the fill dirt there and built that new school building. However, this was almost 10 inches down, which I don't believe this was in the fill. I think this was there from prior to the fill. And I have found other items in that lot that indicate to me that maybe the whole lot wasn't filled, that they only filled in the low places. But I had just found a ring the same day. It was a little infinity ring, but it was not silver. And about 5 minutes later, I found this. And at first, I didn't realize that it was silver. And then I actually had to check. My Canadian coin knowledge isn't that good, so I had to go grab my phone and pull it up, and sure enough, and this is actually the very first, this is my very first silver that I found metal detecting. So I will never get rid of this coin for that reason alone. I have not found a whole lot of silver coinage detecting. I'm anticipating that is going to change when I get up to my sister's. I do have something funny I'm going to do tonight that I may not have any people to do it for whatever reason. Everybody is streaming tonight, so I don't know. It says 3 people are watching, so I know who 2 of them are. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm going to do something funny on this show. Let me mess with my cameras here a little bit. We'll leave the Canadian dime up there while I try and make some adjustments. I'm going to do something kind of funny. I had a backlog of videos that I shot but did not ever edit, and I've been trying to get those edited and posted, and I was pretty organized about writing. I made little bags with the finds, and I put the dates and where I found the items. If you could see me, I have to tell you, my monitor just went completely black. I think there's a problem with my wiring. Oh, there it came back now. That's not fun. Hi, Kellen. So anyway, I did a real good. No, I'm not selling my dime, honey. That was my first silver. I'm not selling it. But I did a real good job labeling all these. Unfortunately, I didn't do such a good job when I was making the videos of always doing my end of the video roundup and then disposing of the items that I had found. And I know for a fact I have already done this video. I don't know why the bag is still on my kitchen counter. Hi, Peter. How are you? I do not know why this bag full of things did not get distributed after I filmed the video. Or, you know, I am assuming that I have filmed this video because in the date sequence, I am way past this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at, this is a typical what I found on March the 31st at an elementary school playground in rural Georgia. So we're just going to lay it out here. I remember this just about made me deaf. I had my headphones on, and that is a crumpled up piece of fencing. It blew my ears out. It was so loud. More garbage. A lot of garbage. Another piece of that. Hi, Stormin. Another pulley tab. Oh, I actually did find some coins on that trip. But I'm sure I have already done the video that this bag of items went with. So I just thought I'd go through them right here so everybody can see typical finds. Ooh, ooh, a ring, a ring. It's junk, but it is a ring. So anyway, this is one less bag I'll have on my kitchen counter after tonight. There's something really tiny metal in there too. Maybe. Yeah, just dirt. Okay, so this is a typical sample of, that's actually what I found at the elementary school on March the 31st. I can't even see what these coins are. We'll find out together. We got, what have we got? I think we just missed silver on this one. I put my Canadian penny away. I mean, my Canadian dime. I think this is a 65 quarter, in which case we just missed the... See, they do not come out of the ground pretty. 65. See, I just missed silver on that one. What a pity. Okay, what else we got? We got a really grungy something here. I think it's a nickel. Looks like a nickel. But it sure grunged. A lot of dirt. They don't come out pretty. 2004. Huh. That's one of those fancy ones. So Lewis and Clark pulled that out of the dirt that day. And then we have an assortment of, looks like mostly Zinkins. That's what we call the zinc pennies. Zinc Lincolns. You see, they're not pretty. But y'all don't want us to clean them. So that's how you're going to get them. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pennies that day. A whole lot of, I got the top of a sardine can. A bunch of wadded up aluminum foils. Some pull tabs. A couple of pieces of fencing. This really heavy, I'm not sure what this is. It's like a fence link, but it's flattened and it is really heavy. So whatever that is, I have one. And then this thing was all kind of one piece and I broke it when it kind of fell apart. I don't know exactly how it went together, but it was something like this, I believe. Anyway, I broke it. I don't have any idea what that is either. But, oh, and then there's this. I haven't really looked at it. It's a little cheapy ring, and someone told me that these rings are actually used to hold braids or dreadlocks. And that may well be, but anyway, it's just a blingy ringy. So that was what I found on March 31st out at the high school. And like I said, the videos I'm working on now are into April and May. So I'm sure I either completed this video or did not have any footage because I had a camera fail, which may well be. So all of these items will go in the scrap or the garbage. And I will add another 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll add another 38 cents worth of clad to my change jar, and another little ring into my ring tray. So that was that day. It's always something. But I still have about 6 bags of things that are on my desk, on my kitchen counter, I mean, that go with some videos that I need to finish up before I move, because I really don't want to be hauling off to Virginia baggies with trash in them. I got enough stuff to haul to Virginia. Okay. Hi, Nick. Were you over in the funny? What is the oddest thing I have ever found, Kellen? The oddest thing I ever found. I'm going to have to think on that one for a minute. I have found a number of things that I don't know what are. One place I went to, my detector started going nuts, and it was nothing but bullet casings. Oh, wait a minute. I know the oddest thing I found. It's right behind me, too. I'll show you this. The oddest thing I found. You're going to like this one. I did. There was just a vacant lot about a half a mile down the road. And when I first got my metal detector, I just needed to try it out. And the only thing I can guess, because I didn't find anything down there but beer cans, screws, nails, and wait till you see this. My guess is that somebody got drunk, ran over the nails, and had to fix their vehicle. Because I got me a Craftsman, baby. And it's not a little one either. This thing is... There you go. How's that for an extension? And then, not to be outdone, I got the ratchet to go with it. So that's pretty odd. That's a pretty odd thing to find. So you wanted to know what I found that was odd? That's a little odd. I also found a little plastic quad runner car thing in the middle of a volleyball court, a beach volleyball court. Some little kid has that now. I have found pieces of watches. I have found counterfeit jewelry. I've got one coming up in one of my next videos, in fact. It's marked, but it's not what it's marked. And I have found several pieces like that of counterfeit jewelry. But I seem to find tools. I have found a number of tools. I also found a collector's edition Donald Duck pin from Disney World, and I wouldn't have known that it was a collector's item, except I was metal detecting with this guy, Florida Thunder digging with Rob, and Rob is retired from Disney, and he got real excited about this pin, and I said, well, how do you know it's a collector's item? And he said, turn it over. And I turned it over to the back. And the regular pins just have the little standard pin back that goes on them. But the collector's items have ones that look like Mickey Mouse ears. So that's how he knew it was one of the collectibles. So, yeah, this, I am so glad I did not have on headphones. If I had on my headphones, I'd be deaf, because the detector just went nuts over that. And the thing is, because it's so long, I was having a little bit of trouble figuring where to dig, because this was found with my old bounty hunter gold digger. Now, the bounty hunter basically is if it makes noise, you got to dig it up, because the little gauge thing on it really is useless. There's no VDI numbers to speak of. So I just had to go with it. And then about 6 feet away, I found this. So I'm guessing somebody's vehicle had broken down there, and because there was a lot of beer cans, that they came back to work on the vehicle, and they had a few, and they got the vehicle going, and they hopped in it and just left the tools behind. And then over time they got covered up, and I came along and found them. So that's my theory anyway. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I do have a few things to discuss tonight. Some things I want to show, and some things I want to talk about. You might be able to tell I haven't been feeling too great the last week. I wasn't even sure I was going to do this show, but I got some stuff I wanted to share. And one of them is just totally it's just well, it's sort of my fault. I am back. So sorry. Andy 73.6. It's not a stream till she boots herself. You are right. Absolutely right, Andy. Not a stream until I kick myself out. Indeed. Let's see. All right, I have audio. I should have video. I should be back. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. I should be back. Yep. So am I back? Somebody let me know when I'm back, and I'll start running my mouth again. All right. It just makes this article I'm going to pull up here even more appropriate. Indeed, it does. It just makes this article I'm going to pull up here even more appropriate. Okay, shut up, YouTube. All right, let's see if we can. Yeah, M3 has to come in, and he kind of hit a button, and then he left. Anyway, I got this article I want to show you guys. It's on the Calico site. And this was done in February. And the reason I'm showing this article to you is that a little portion of it is about me. And that photograph right there is my finds from 2019. So I'm pretty sure I think this came out in February, right around Valentine's Day. So anyway, this is an article that is on the Calico Detectors website. And it's kind of neat that I got in there. So I've been wanting to share that one and get to share it too much when it happened. But anyway, I get to brag on myself a little bit once in a while. So anyway, I wanted to throw that out there. It's a pretty good sized article. And it has some where I talk about fitness and the different detectors that I've owned and how I do things a little bit differently because of my disabilities. And so it's just a pretty cool thing that I got to be a part of through Calico Detectors. And that was kind of my introduction to Calico. As far as actually knowing a lot of people that worked there. My brother had been buying stuff from them for some time, but yeah, I thought that was kind of a neat thing, and I'm kind of proud of it. So I didn't think a lot of people that I know in detecting even knew about that article. So 925 bracelet with topaz stones. Woohoo! I'd be proud of that one too, Kellen. So anyway, I wanted to share that real quick. And I put the link in if you want to go read the whole article. I'm wearing a shirt that I'm too fat for, but it is a Calico shirt. Says I don't just read history, I find it. And then it's got Calico metal detectors, established 1955. So they've been around for a while. All righty, that was one thing I wanted to share. Get that out of my way and try not to throw myself off again. Then I have another one I want to share. A channel I want to give a little shout to. I like these guys. I got to detect with them back in March, the first part of March, right before the COVID mess started. And I was supposed to go down next week to Florida on the 27th, but because of all of the COVID stuff, I have had to cancel that trip. I can't get in. I'm not going to spend the money to go down there if I can't go visit my brother. And he is still locked down completely. He is very, very high risk for COVID. I'm high risk, but not like my brother. So if I can't go see him, I'm not going to spend the money right now. I will save the money and go down for Florida Hunt 7 instead in February. By then, maybe the COVID thing will be under control. But in the meantime, I was supposed to go down and get to detect with some of my friends again, and I'm not going to get to. So I'm just going to plug some of their channels. I had so much fun with these guys right here. Couple of fellas called the Weedy Boys. I had a blast detecting with them, and we really weren't finding very much that day. We went to, first place we went was a really old courthouse, and what we did not know at the time was that Florida Thunder Digging with Rob had been there not too long before, when another Michigander, Digging with Deej, had been down in Florida. So they had already hit this place by the time we got there. But we had some fun, and then we went and got some wings and went and found some more places to detect. But I love their channel. They find some really, really cool stuff. I'm going to try to pull up one of their videos that I was watching. Yeah, this one right here. See if I can just run part of their intro. If I can get it to. Oh, I've got the sound turned off on YouTube. Hang on.
I don't know, maybe there's a one on it.
We'll go back to their intro.
Back here at 1927 Information, back on here in Lakeland.
Simon and Andrew.
And this is Dougie's first signal.
They are from Lakeland, Florida. And, well, Simon's originally from Great Britain, but he works at one of the restaurants out by Disney. And we had so much fun. I really want to go detecting with them again. But they have a really great channel. You could tell just by the things that were in their intro. They find some really, really neat relics, and they really like wheat pennies. So hence the Weedy Boys. But they find the best darn relics. I just can't get over the stuff they find, and they're so much fun. So that's a good channel to go and watch. They're special. They really are. They're fun to watch. They find interesting things. They're not pretentious. I don't like the channels that get super pretentious, like where they got the big headline slammed up there. Oh, I found 14 rings today. No, you didn't. You found maybe one. Yeah, give me a break. But I just love these guys. They're so much fun. So if you get a chance, go check out the Weedy Boys and tell them that I sent you over, and that'd be really good. Let me see, who else do I have in the bookmarks here that I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, we're going to talk about this one probably every week until the event happens, and I just am going to do that. Let me get over here to my tab. I'm getting a little better at getting from one tab to the next. If I don't close the one that has StreamYard in it, then I'm okay. It would be really good if I had more than one way to do it. But okay, so what we're going to talk about again is Florida Hunt 7, which is coming up in February, the first week in February of next year. This is another Florida thing. So hopefully the COVID will be under control and will not mess this up. I used to live in Lake County. They're real special there. Anyway, what I've got pulled up here is the Facebook group for Florida Hunt 7. This is a 3-day, well, a 2.5-day event, actually. It starts on Friday night and ends Sunday, early Sunday evening. So a little over 2 days. There's about 300 acres to search. I mean, people were finding some incredible stuff. You know, old Spanish coins turned up last year, and they were not planted there. This is just rural Florida. So if you want to get in on Florida Hunt 7, Friday night is the meet and greet, and then Saturday and Sunday are both open hunts and some scheduled seated hunts, I think, as well. They have a lot of reps from different companies that come and give away goodies, and you get a chance to meet all the people that you see in your detecting groups online. So all of the information on how to sign up for Florida Hunt 7 is available on their Facebook page. You just go on, it's a group on Facebook, and just go to your Facebook and search for Florida Hunt 7, and you will have to request to become a member of the group. And I think there's a question about detecting or something that you have to answer to get into the group. And then they will give you the info. See, I didn't get to go to Florida Hunt 6, and I'm still mad. The reason I did not get to go to Florida Hunt 6 is because all these people reserved spots, and then they didn't show up. I tried to get a spot. I'm only 3 hours from the location, less than 3 hours from the location. I tried to get a spot, and I was told it was full. Well, then as it turned out, over 90 people didn't show up. I could have gone. I could have been there. So they're doing it a little bit different this year because they had so many of those no-shows. But yeah, I'm still mad that I was not there. I was, because I'm from Florida. You know, yes, I live in Georgia, but I was raised in Central Florida. So I definitely wanted to be there. I mean, that's like, I was going to get to go back home and look at places and, you know. So yeah, I was not happy. So I'm really glad they're doing a little different this year. So you need to go to the Florida Hunt 6 group on Facebook and sign up on there, and that's where they will be posting all the goods on the Florida Hunt 7 page. Get in that group, and that'll keep you informed of what's happening with that event. You know, I mean, they had to cancel just about every major detecting event in the country. I was supposed to go to one in April in New York City. That got canceled. But I still have my New York City metal detecting permit in case they want to have one before December. I think I have to apply again at the end of the year. And that's another thing. Some places require permits. Some places don't. New York City does. Marion County, Florida does. The city of Ocala does. Polk County, Florida does. You just have to feel around and find out. I don't always recommend calling and asking. Sometimes it's almost better just to let them catch you and say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. But that's not really ethical. But you do not want to get caught metal detecting inside the city limits of Orlando, Florida. Orange County, you can get a permit and you can detect in the county. Do not detect inside the Orlando city limits because they will confiscate your equipment and they will drum up. They will drum up an excuse not to give it back to you. So don't ever do it. You can go to Orange County, where Orlando is, and get a permit, and they will give you a beautiful list of all of their parks and public grounds and tell you which ones you can detect and not detect in, right on the list. It's It's really well done. But City of Orlando, don't do it. I know 2 people that have lost their detectors that way. All right, thank you, Stormin. Slap that like button on the way out. I know you love me. All right. Not many hosts can post their own links. Well, I just now figured it out a couple weeks ago how to do it. And what I do is before my show, I go in and I bookmark them, and then I can just pull my bookmark up and copy the link, and I got it going on. And speaking of going on, there's another one I'm going to talk about some more. And then I got a real interesting topic. Just an idea that popped into my head today. We talked about this thing last week, but it seems to be taking off. So I want to talk about it some more. This is Detector-network.com. It's kind of like Facebook for metal detecting enthusiasts and treasure hunters. It's based in Great Britain, but it's a national thing. And it works very much like Facebook, except that it has a few other things that I like, where you can post articles, you can post videos. I think they're working on a live stream. You know, you can live stream like you can with Facebook. So this is a good way. Oh, and they have a buy and sell. A lot of different stuff on here. I have gotten some subscribers this week that saw my account on here. And a couple people that wrote and asked me, did I have a channel? And so it's kind of a growing thing, and I'm real happy with what I've done with it so far. So if you're into detecting, or you're looking for a place maybe to buy a detector, or trying to find somebody to detect with, this is definitely a place you might want to go prowl around in. I actually found a friend of mine on here. I had no idea he had anything to do with metal detecting, and I wish I had found out before I was getting ready to move, because he lives in Jacksonville Beach, and I could have gone over and gone detecting with him. But that didn't happen. But it will happen next time I go down. So that's another one that I wanted to share. And I think I've kind of got all of the thingies I had bookmarked. Yeah, that was all the ones that I bookmarked. But then I had a topic. It was just a thought. The prices of gold and silver have been on the rise. Today, I believe they were at like the highest they've been in 6 to 8 years. And I don't know that that's going to drop off anytime soon with all of the different things that are going on right now. The coin shortage and all of the other, the preppers, and, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I don't know that those prices are going to just drop right back down anytime in the immediate future. That being said, would that be a motivating force for more people to get into metal detecting, to try to find more gold, gold? If they're hearing all of a sudden gold is sky high, you know, are we going to get a whole bunch of people that, hey, I'm going to go get a metal detector, I'm going to find some gold and silver while the prices are high? You know, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it's a thought, you know, that could go through somebody's head. And then they find out it's mostly bag of trash. And it's not really, I found 9 gold rings on the beach today. But I'm just wondering, you know, if the price continued to rise, would and you don't have a detector, would you be motivated maybe to get one? You know, I've thrown that question out. My goodness. I did it again. No, I did it this time. Me. My mistake. Not blaming the kitty this time. Mama did it. Mama did that one. Yeah, I did that one. I sat my keyboard down where it shouldn't have gone. But yeah, I'm just curious. Will the rise in the value of gold and silver cause a rise in the number of people who want to metal detect? You know, will the coin shortage, and I still don't really buy into the coin shortage thing. There's not really a shortage of coins. There's a shortage of distribution of coins. That's a different thing. There's plenty of coins. They're just not getting where they need to be. But would, like, I talked to somebody today that's a detectorist, and he's been saving up a pile of silver and gold things that he found, and he's like, well, I haven't put them in my video yet, but I'm gonna just make a video real quick, and then I'm gonna go sell all this gold and silver while the price is high. So but see, okay, TR, you have a very valid point, but you've got some people, and we run into it particularly in Florida, that they see these videos of the guys going on the beaches and finding all the gold and silver. And some of them, I think they've been out in the Florida sun too long, and they think it's a get rich quick scheme. So I think they would maybe think it was going to be easier than it is, and go buy a detector and then get out there and find out, oh, wait, you know, I can't just pick it up today. I do actually have to learn how to use the machine. I mean, I've only been detecting a couple of years, but my dad had one years back, and my brother also had one. So I've been exposed to it before I personally picked it up. And I've been through, I started out with a bounty hunter gold digger. Well, my dad had a White's. My brother had a one that is now in my arsenal that was actually made by Bounty Hunter, or First Texas, which is the company that makes Bounty Hunter and Fisher and some others. The Titan 3000 XD, I have that one. I had a Garrett Ace 300, and now I have a Simplex. And every one of them was vastly different. The only one that I didn't have to learn anything was the Bounty Hunter Gold Digger. It's basically, if it makes a noise, there's some kind of metal there, and it's a dig it all machine. I found my first gold with that dig it all machine, though, so there you go. It was appropriately named. I would go metal detect on a claim in Alaska. Searching for gold, Andy? Yeah, I got some friends out in California that they not only pan for gold, but they also detect for gold. They have invested in some good detectors for that specific purpose. And I'm curious to see if both of them have YouTube channels. One of them's Jordan Bulow and the other's Robert Ferguson. And I'm curious to see if, with this gold being at the all-time high, will Jordan start looking more at the beach, because he's the one that likes to go out in the where the old mines were, and will Robert want to go panning for gold more and get rid of the beach? So it's kind of an interesting thing. Started with nugget hunting in Alaska in '85. About 3 months. See, that's what I'm wondering. Are we going to have these people that are just going to buy these machines because they think the machine's going to do everything for them, and then they're going to find out, wait a minute, there is actually a learning curve here. You actually have to learn how to do this. It's not just point and click. And I'm kind of hoping that there are some of those dummies. And I know this is terrible, but I'm kind of hoping that there are some of them out there, because those are the people that'll go out and they'll buy a detector and they'll have it for a month and a half, and they're not getting rich off of it, and it's going to start gathering dust in the corner, and then they're going to sell it at a loss because they're PO'd. They don't even want to see it. And then those of us who actually do want to use the detectors might get a good deal. It was just a topic of conversation with a friend today about that. And another conversation was, would people, knowing that the value of the gold and silver was at a high today, would they take their finds and go sell them and cash out on some of their finds? And one of my friends said he absolutely was going to do that, because he has 3 detectors. 2 of them are broken. The one that he likes the best is not in warranty anymore, and he wants to repair it. So he was gathering up all of his stuff and was going to go out and sell it to the highest bidder so he could fix his detector. I'm not going to do that. I don't have a lot of gold, but I do have it, and I don't think this is going to be a one-day thing. I supported myself for a couple of years back in the late 70s, early 80s, I guess mid 70s to early 80s, buying junk jewelry at flea markets and yard sales and stuff, because people did not they didn't look, and I would find pieces of gold and silver. And my friend Pam and I, every day we'd get up and we would be on the hunt, and we supported ourselves for a long time. And it started because I found a bracelet that had been run over by a car in the parking lot of college, and there was no way to return it to whoever it belonged to. And it was sad, because it was an old vintage bracelet. It was beautiful. When in its original state, it would have been a beautiful piece, but it was mashed. And I had it at home in a drawer, and my boyfriend at the time came in with the mail, and he was freaking out because the property taxes were past due and they were going to put a lien on the house and yada yada. So I said, well, I got these old gold pieces in here that are broken. Let me see if I can go get a few bucks. Maybe we can pay a little bit of it and make the county happy. And I took that bracelet and a couple of broken rings, and it just happened to be at the time gold was at a high, and I ended up getting, for the bracelet and a few other little pieces that I had, I ended up getting almost $1,100, and paid the taxes on the house and had plenty left over. And so that kind of started me buying gold and silver for scrap. And like I said, we did it for a couple of years, and then everybody caught on to it, and it got too scarce, but we used to sit on the floor in this place in Indian Rocks Beach, either Indian Rocks or Madeira Beach. And it was a junk store called Jonesy's. And this guy just had bins and bins and bins of silverware. And we would sit there and go through every one of those bins and pull out sterling silver spoons and forks and all of that. If it was in really good condition, we could sell it off to the antique stores instead of scrapping it. So I've been kind of playing around with metal for a long time. I have 9 people. I should really have at least 10 people. I got 13 likes, so now I've only got 8. I'm dropping like flies here. Where's everybody? Well, actually, I know where everybody is, and it's unfortunate that there's not enough time in the world for everybody. And there's about 4 people that I know of that have moved their shows to Wednesdays now, that normally were on Tuesdays. And so now we're all streaming over each other. And because I don't get out there and, do the big promo things, then that just happens. What's going on? Let me refresh my Facebook. Back up to 9. And still at 9. Do I see 10? There's Cyclone. There's Cyclone. Yeah, Nick, were you over in the funny farm earlier? I went in, but my camera wouldn't work. So, and they were arguing about COVID and face masks, and I was just like, nah, that's all right. I've been in that argument enough this week. Well, if I ever get that 10th person, I feel like John Lennon here. Number 9, number 9, number 9. Oh, yeah, I mentioned this Monday, but I need to mention it again in case there's some different people in here. I actually had hoped to have the video ready today, but I've been sick, so I didn't get it done. Yeah, I'm talking. Yes, Nick, that's what I'm talking about. I'm getting closer to my long anticipated 666 Devil Made Me Do It giveaway. I wanted to have the video up today. Oh, we got my 10 people now. Yay. I wanted to have the promo video up for that today, but I didn't get it done. But it's going to be a really good giveaway. I need to do it before I move, and that's in 3 weeks. So somehow between now and the next week or so, we need to get me from 624 to at least 666. And I've got some massive coinage. Those of you who weren't here Monday night, we had a donation, an anonymous donation of quantities of foreign coins. Most are Philippines when they were U.S. occupied. There's some Mexican stuff in here. Germany, yes, there is silver in the bunch. Then I have another whole box of things down here. And I got a whole cardboard box full of metal detecting things. I have backpacks. I have hats. I have Garrett headphones. I have another set of headphones that are not Garrett headphones, but they're still, headphones. So I would like to do this before I move, because I may be offline for a couple of weeks. I'm not sure what the internet situation is where my temporary stay is. So I mean, I won't be like offline. The moving date is August the 20th, but I need to do this at least a week before that, because then I got to tear my office down. And I got to tear my computer down. I got to tear all this stuff out of here and get it ready to go on the truck. So that being said, and I'm trying. Yeah, I know you will, Kellen. That's why I thought maybe that would help promote things. You tried to buy my Canadian dime at the beginning of the show, and I'm not getting rid of that. That was the first silver I ever found with a metal detector. You're not getting that. Well, actually, it was the first silver coin. It was not the first silver. The first silver I found was a ring. But you're not getting my dime. I'm keeping this. That was my treasure there. That was my treasure. And you can see they do not come out of the ground all shiny. When you see people pull them out of the metal detector, out of the dirt like that, it's very rare that they come out as shiny and pretty. And I don't think I did the scratches there. I believe those were on it when I got to it. I do not believe that I did that with my digging tool. But that's the way it came out of the ground. And Kellen tried to buy it from me already. No, not gonna happen. See the baggies of foreign. Oh, you want me to show the foreigns again? I showed them the other night, but I'll show you some of them again. I'll show you some of them again. I don't ever find this kind of stuff, but I'm hoping when I move to Virginia, yes, there are German coins involved, Cyclone. Yes, there are. There's not a lot, but hey, these were donated, and I don't even know who sent them. They just came with a note that I could do whatever I wanted with them. I can give them away. I can do whatever I want. So I'm just going to go through this one bag. I just picked a bag at random, and we'll just look at a few of them. Oh, what's that say? Jeremy. I have to preface this. I am of German heritage on my mother's side. And my niece, when she was young, they were talking about germs at school. And she was a little confused because she was only about 5. And she came home and her mommy wanted to hug her. And she said, "No, Mommy, you can't hug me. I don't want your German rubbing off on me." And what she meant was germs. But since we are German, it was a little bit strange. Okay, this is a 1978 F 5 mark coin. It is marked as being in BU. It's a BU according to what it says on the flip. No. I really wish I could get, oops. I do this all the time, trying to make a little more distance between the microscope. And then I knock it off the stand. It's so hot in my office that the little suction cup decides it doesn't want to hold things down. And if I bump it the wrong way, I just kind of knock everything off the air. It's like me and the cat, you know. Okay, let's see if we can get focused again. There we go. All right. So, a little bit better without that light. Yeah, it's a really nice anonymous gift. So anyway, that was in there. Then there's a 1933 extra fine peso from Mexico, Estados Unidos. Now, some of you that, and this is the M, which is Mexico City. Some of you know that the rock band I work with are all of Mexican descent, and I have been trying to get a decent Mexican coin from Shibby Rob for a long time to use in a project for our singer. So one of these Mexican coins is going to become a piece of jewelry for the singer of our band. If you're old like me, you'll even know who the band is. Nope, Kellen, sorry, not today. Then I have, this is a 1953 5 peso from Mexico. And this is a honker here, man. This thing is cool. And what I really like about these is the writing around the edge. I don't know if I can focus in on it, but on the edge it says Industria Comercial, Agricultura. So industry, culture, and agriculture is what it says. Let's see if I can. Yeah, see, there's part of the agriculture. Industria. And a commercial. So that. So anyway, these are just random samples of what got donated. There's 3 equally sized bags. Like I said, I showed these on the coin show the other night, but since somebody requested to see them, hi digologist, how are you? Since somebody requested specifically to have me put them up here again, I thought I would. Believe me, I'd love to go dig something like this up. Wow, that's awesome stuff. And I'll show you the ones that I really like, just because my dad was in World War II, and I really like these. These are 1944 D from the Philippines. Oops. But I had somebody say the other night they did not realize this, but 1944, if you know anything about World War II, the Philippines was under the control of the United States of America. So that's American money. Or it was in 1944. Sort of. So I have a couple of those. And then there's a similar collection in each one of these bags. I have not gone through every single one. We're not bidding on them, Kellen. I haven't been through them all yet, Cyclone. I really don't know. I went through the one bag. I don't think there are on the German, and the only coins that I have from the 30s and 40s from Germany, I'm not getting rid of because, like I said, I am of German descent. So, but anyway, this was like just a killer thing, and the person who made the donation, hi Fleabag, the person that made the donation was kind enough to send along a little bit of regular cash. Who knows? I might auction a couple of them off for money for the channel. I hadn't thought about doing that, but that could happen. Anyway, the person who donated them was nice enough to stick some good old American cash in there so I would have money to mail out things that I gave away for prizes. So that was pretty cool. And speaking of prizes, how about that for a segue? I think we got enough people in here now, and I'm going to do a giveaway. It's not going to be very pretty, but it is what it is. tonight's giveaway is going to be a 2003P, which is an NIFC, Sacagawea Gala. Isn't she pretty? Along with a 2004 Jefferson Nickel, the Louisiana Purchase variety, and a 2009 Low Mint Jefferson Nickel. If you were waiting for me to give away some silver tonight, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I'm trying to save the good stuff for the big 666 giveaway. I really want to have a blowout on that deal. So how many people I got? I got to check. Okay, I got 10. So I can make this work. I also have a bunch of stuff I need to go through. I got all that stuff I got a bunch from Handy Andy, and I've also got a bunch that I got from Shibby Rob, where somebody cut up a bunch of mint sets and took out the $50 and so forth. And I got assorted pieces, parts of those mint sets still in the little plastic. So I'm going to be going through those sometime during the week here, seeing what I've got. Just have not had the opportunity. So we're going to play our game again. You got to pay attention on this. This is going to be a number guessing game. You need to be 18. You need to live in the United States. You get one guess, closest number without going over. I don't know what the number is yet. I won't know until after you guys make your guesses. And those who have not played in here before, well, keep an eye on what the range is, because the range is part of the thing. If you guess outside the range, oh well. So y'all get ready. We're gonna do this. Oh, I gotta set my timer. Give y'all about 3 minutes to do this thing. Back to there. Come on. 3 minutes. And as soon as you see it on the screen, there you go. Start guessing. Ranges between 5 and 30. Kellen, see me after class. Oh my goodness. I've never done a coin auction, so I don't know if I want to do that. Everybody seems to be having trouble with their money on those. There you go, Kellen, 31. Yeah, you're bright, boy. Kellen, you didn't have to say, you just didn't put a number up. Well, Kellen won the other night, and then he swore he didn't because he won copper. Oh, and I watched your copper video today, Kellen, by the way. I was surprised that you didn't name me as one of the people in Shibby's that rags on you about the copper. We love you. Here's something. Here's something. I cannot believe all these people are streaming over me tonight. I just got a notification of somebody else that's streaming over me. I'm like, come on, people. Be kind to the old lady. I've had this slot for a while. Ever since I started streaming over Park Rat Pat. I wasn't streaming over him when I took this slot. He used to go off at 8 and come back at 9 after Survivor was over. And so I was taking that hour in there. So at the time, I was not streaming over anybody. Tonight, half of my friends are streaming over me. So I got to kind of wonder, you know. Okay. Come on, how come my alarm didn't go off here? Okay, it didn't go off because it's not ready to go off yet. We still got about 30 seconds, folks. My new coin book is on the way. Did you get me a book, Coyote? Because of the quarter thing? Wow, thank you. I mean, I have a book, but it doesn't have the stuff in it that I needed. That's really nice. Thank you so much. Only see me and two others. Yeah, Silver Stacker sneaked in there at the last minute. How you doing, U.S. Silver Stacker? Glad to see you come in. Says there's 9 people left. Now it says there's 10 people left. Yeah, you got here just in time, and you win on here too. You're sneaky that way. That was a stealth. Okay, ding, 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 ding. You got here just in time. Stop. No more go. I'll stop. Yeah, it's what you were saying, Coyote, that it had the stuff in it that I needed. So I'm really going to look forward to that. I went through some of the state ones last night because I didn't have very many of them. But I've got all of these national parks that I still need to go through. The bank would like their quarters back. Oh, gosh. Let me get back up to where I started the range so I can look at the numbers. Now, how we decide the numbers? I have 5 dice. The smallest number I can roll, rolling all 5 of them, is a 5. The largest number I can roll is a 30. That's why the range is between 5 and 30. So let's see who the winner is. Okay. I still got my tools there. I got a 10, 21, 24. Mike's looking good at 23. Mike is looking real good at 23. Mike is going to win at 23. Way to go, Mike! Woohoo! Mr. Mike, you have won you some coinage. How about that? Let me go over here. Got to throw this up there. That's my begging for money banner, but it also has my email in it. So you need to send off a little email over here to me. Then I will get these in the mail to you. I'm actually going to the post office tomorrow. So you get the 2004 Louisiana Purchase Jefferson nickel. You get the 2003 Sacagawea dollar. That one's an NIFC, and that's really pretty. And you get the 2009 Low Mint Jefferson nickel. So there you have it. I have some packages people are waiting for that will be going out either tomorrow or Friday. I was waiting to do them so I could do this stream so I wouldn't have to go to the post office twice, because people in my town are not doing a very good job of keeping the COVID thing under control, and I'm high risk, so I try not to go wander around too much if I don't need to. So yeah, I heard you were doing some coin roll hunting, Matt, U.S. Silver Stacker, and I want to look at those. I like the ones that Rob Finds Treasure has, but I'd like something more generic. You know, his is like penny, nickel, you know, and I don't do the amount of hunting of each of those, although I would like to have one of the penny ones. I do hunt pennies a lot. I'm fond of pennies and nickels. I've never hunted a box of dimes. I would like to. Yeah, the Patreon thing, it's $5 a month to sponsor the channel. Yeah, that's the minimum. I mean, you can do more than that. I think the minimum's actually $1, but I have little tiers set up on mine. And it's because I'm on Social Security, and all of this stuff that I give away is either donated to me by people like Handy Andy or anonymous person or Mark down at Kelly Code Detectors, or it comes out of my personal collection. I don't have the resources that the bigger channels have. And I just don't. You know, I wish I did, but I don't. But for that reason, I can't always go. Like I see some really cool things, you know, like Rob's mats. I think they're awesome. Did I see Iffy Signals somewhere? So, yeah, Iffy Signals is my camera sponsor. And that's a whole different sponsor there. He's not a Patreon sponsor. Iffy is the person that gave me my GoPro and a little Canon camera because I was doing all of my videos on my iPhone. And he upgraded to better equipment and was kind enough to donate cameras to the channel. And that's another thing that the money from the Patreon goes for. I had to buy a better camera to do the live stream. And I had to buy batteries for the GoPro. You will look at some of my videos and you'll see I'm out in the field and find something really great. And I'm filming I'm taking it out of the hole and I'm filming it and GoPro dies. So, yeah, there was a lot more expense to it than I realized when I started doing this. I more started to do it just because I was trying to promote activities for seniors. And then right after I started my channel at the end of January. And so I got a few videos in, and then the COVID thing happened. And what was really wild was I don't think I had my channel more than a month when I did the Kellyco article that I showed earlier in here. They just happened to pick up on that I was doing metal detecting as walking therapy and promoting it to the seniors, and they thought that was pretty cool. So right about the time my channel just started going, then the COVID thing happened, and by March 13th, then everybody's pretty much in lockdown, and I started shifting over to my coin collecting thing. I haven't been able to detect for 3 weeks right now because of health problems, excessive heat. It's over 100 degrees every day here, and I can't do that. I just can't. I did get up about 3 weeks ago and go out real early in the morning, and I found a few things. Not much because nobody's been out to deposit anything. I'm looking forward to the move to Virginia because I'm going to have some awesome places to detect up in the mountains in Virginia. A lot of places that $4.51 each. Wow. No, that's not bad. Yeah, it is just so unbelievably hot. And because of one of the issues that I have is a digestive issue, and I dehydrate very, very easily. So I'm taking my life into my hands to go out in temperatures like that. Our dog, welcome. So I just have not been able to go. But when I get to Virginia, My sister and her husband have a beautiful farm right off the Blue Ridge Parkway. And there's an old Victorian on there that nobody's lived in since the 60s. It's never, ever been detected. Oh, this is my Kellyco shirt, one of them. It's too small, but I wear it anyway. It says, I don't just read history, I find it. And then it's Kellyco metal detectors established 1955. And I'm fat, but I still like it, and I'm going to wear it anyway. Because it's cool. I have one other one. All the rest I have left are kids sizes. I sent a package of them off to the Detecting Smith's kids. All got shirts from me. They were freebies from Kellyco. They gave me to give them away. So anyway, there's this beautiful old Victorian up on my sister's property. For a long time, her sister-in-law was saying it was on her property. Well, I researched everything, how it was all divided up after the elders died. And as it turns out, it is not. It is on my sister's property, which means I can go detect it. My sister's going to go with me. She's never detected before, except up her driveway once. But there's a long legend, and of course we all hear these legends, but that my brother-in-law's great-grandfather had buried a bunch of mason jars out there on that property filled with coins. Supposedly he had served in the Civil War, and I've researched him, and yes, that man was in the Civil War. So I'm going to have plenty of place to detect up there. And the weather is like 20 degrees cooler there than it is here because it's up on the side of a mountain. And I will be able to get out more. I just can't right now with this heat. And because I'm like 3.5 weeks away, Digologist, where are you? Where are you? But I'm just so excited. I lived there before, but I didn't have a metal detector. And I did get on the farm with the detector last July. And I finally got some time to go out and detect. The very first signal I got was a 1943 S war nickel. And I was still cleaning it off and looking at it and going, ooh, cool. And all of a sudden, the skies blew open and it started pouring rain, and it rained the entire week I was there. My sister and I tried to get over to the house once, and we slipped and fell, and my sister slipped and fell into the brambles and almost went into the creek. And so we gave up. So coastal Virginia, Hampton Roads. Okay, I'm going to be in the southwest corner. I don't know if you know where Galax is. It's on the North Carolina, Virginia border, about 80 miles east of Bristol, Virginia, and Bristol, Tennessee, where that is. But yeah, I definitely want to do some coastal Virginia. I'm a big fan of the Gig Master. He's over in Virginia Beach, and I watch him. So yeah, I love Florida. I was raised in Florida, but I can't afford to live there right now. And yeah, it's a bit of a drive, but I like to drive, and I'm an adventurer of sorts. So yeah, that whole thing about those mason jars. Now, see, I knew the parents of my brother-in-law, and this was her parent that was supposedly did that. And I guarantee you, I believe it. because I know these people and I know how they were and how their thought processes were. And he didn't, I know I did some genealogical research on this family. And I believe that he most likely did bury something out there. He definitely did not believe in the banking system after the Great Depression. And so, yeah, there's little doubt in my mind that we will find something over there. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then there's a lot of other places up there to detect as well. But I always have that 40-acre farm just to fall back on, which is, you know, it'd take a long time to search that piece of property. So I'm really happy that I'm going to be somewhere where I have access. And also there's a bit more history in that area than there is down here in South Georgia. We're too far south to really have the Civil War stuff in any great quantity. And we're too far north to have the Spanish colonists of Florida. So we're just kind of out here in a area. So I'm looking forward to getting up there. And I'm actually, for the first 2 or 3 months that I'm there, I'm going to be living in a log cabin because I'm on the waiting list for senior housing. So I'm actually going to be kind of roughing it. I mean, I can go in my sister's house and use all the facilities, but I'm going to be actually living in an old log cabin that's on the property. So that's why I said earlier, I'm not sure where we're going to go with I might be off the grid for a couple of weeks or two. I know she does have internet, but I don't know if she has internet good enough for me to live stream with. So we'll see how that all works out when I get there. Digologist says he did some videos with the gig master. He is the Energizer Bunny. Yeah, he sure is. He cracks me up. If I found a mason jar full of coins, and here's the thing, my sister has said that if I find something that's super duper of value, then I have to split it with her. And that's only fair. It's her property. But she, you know, she doesn't have a big interest in the coin aspect of it so much. Her interest is more in jewelry or that kind of thing. So we don't know what is going to be over there, but it's a pretty good indication that when I walked out the door and I stuck a little Garrett Ace 300 to the ground, the first thing I pulled up was a war nickel, that there's going to be something on that property. So I'm ready to be out of Georgia. I just am. I liked the proximity to Florida, and that was the reason that I came here. Well, a part of it. Those of you who have watched my videos know that it also had to do with my friend Tommy, who has since passed away, and my friend Kathy, who also passed away. I lost them both within a few months of each other. Okay, U.S. Silver Stacker says, I have the design of the penny and nickel one made. I think I'm going to make a dime, quarter, half dollar, and dollar mat as well. I will let you know when I have them. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. But yeah, that thing about the mason jars, that has kept me up at night, because I think I sit here and I think, oh, because I know the property. I have been over to that house before, just over there exploring. I didn't have a detector with me. So I know the layout of that property. And I'm trying to figure now, if I was that grumpy old fart, where would I bury those jars? So yeah, it has kept me awake, trying to figure out where to look. What is your cat's name? My cat's name is M3. And there's a story about that cat. I got that cat from a 1960s rock and roll star. I work with his band still to this day. Sometimes they get called a one-hit wonder, but they actually weren't. They actually had more. Actually had 5 records chart, but the first one was so big that people don't remember the other 4. But they had a little song back in October of 1966 that hit #1 that they paid $50 to record in a guy's living room. It's a song called 96 Tears by Question Mark and the Mysterians. And my friend Q, he lives on a farm and he has a whole bunch of cats out there. Well, he just started naming them. The first one was Meow. The second one was Meow Meow. Then there was Meow Meow Meow. M3. So it stands for Meow Meow Meow, or Mr. Meow Martin, or any combination of 3 words that start with M that we choose to use at the time. But his name is M3. And sometimes he comes and knocks me offline. He did it earlier, just because he likes to do that. Now, there's a box right under my desk, and he likes to lay here on this box, but then he wants to play. And he will reach up, and sometimes he'll hit a key, and we're done. He just knocks me out of the StreamYard room. Emmett, where are you, buddy? He must be sleeping now. He got some treats earlier that had catnip in them, so he may be done for the night. Yep, he is a rock star kitty. Absolutely. And what's really funny is if my friend Q calls and I put him on the speakerphone, M will just start rubbing all over the phone. It's like he still recognizes that voice. And I don't think he has seen Q for a couple years. And if I play that song, it's like he knows that's that, he just stop and start looking at the TV if the video's on or something. It's pretty funny. Yep, he is a rock star kitty. And he is a male diva. This cat is a diva. He runs the show. There is no question. M3 is running this place. Messing around on the shelf behind me. There he is. Hi, Bubba. Come on, little Ems. You want to come be on the TV? Huh? You want to come? Nope. Okay, bye-bye. Sometimes he will. Sometimes he'll come up and get in my lap for a minute and let everybody see him. He's a handsome devil. Come on, Bubba. Come on. Nope. Not going to do it, huh? All right, you stinker. Oh, yeah, he was really something the other day. I have another channel where I sell handcrafted jewelry, and I was having a jewelry sale, and he was running the show on that one too. Hey, buddy. Hey. What's going on? Anyway, I think that's about all I had for the detecting. I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to get out this week. It's supposed to start raining here as of Sunday. And I'm hoping, because it's still showing like the really high temperatures, but I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit cooler in the mornings and that I can just get out one morning and detect for just a little while. I've got this Titan 3000 XD that my brother gave me. It was like the high, it was a good detector when it came out back in the early 2000s. And it was my brother's. And he can no longer go detecting. His health is just too far gone. He's 12 years older than me. So when I was down in Florida the last time I saw him, my brother gave me the coolest birthday presents ever. He gave me all of his old detecting gear. And he gave me a PV amplifier for my guitar. So, I like my brother. He's pretty good dude. And so anyway, he gave me all of his stuff, and I've been trying to get out with this detector I finally found one video that shows how to ground balance it and do all of the different things, because I'm just not familiar with it. And so I've been making myself up a bag here, because in the manual for it, they give you a few things to test and provide you with some VDI numbers. And the only things they give you in the book are a nail, a pull tab, a quarter, and a penny. Now, those are not the things I want to find. You know, I want to know what the signals for a silver quarter and a silver dime and a gold ring and, you know, silver $50 and a sterling ring and copper pennies and nickels. You know, I want to know those signals. So I'm making me up a little bag here that I can do some testing. I don't like air tests. I want to test in the dirt. And I know this little place where I can do it and I won't lose my stuff. So I want to at least try maybe to get out and do that this week, because that detector, my nephew is going to use that when I get to Virginia, and I can't teach him how to use it if I don't know how to use it. Now, my sister is going to use the Bounty Hunter Gold Digger, the point and click, you know, and she actually bought that for her husband. He didn't want it. So that one she knows how to use a little. So that's the one she wants to use. And so my 17-year-old nephew is going to use the Titan. And I also have the little coil for it too. You know, I mean, my brother bought all the accessories. You know, he had a good setup for the time period. But I've got to learn how to use that, because I can't teach my nephew unless I know how to do it. So I'm going to try to get out this week and do that. There was a lot of information that I had at the beginning of the video about different detecting things. So if you came in the middle, you might want to go back and watch the beginning, because that was where a lot of stuff was. It's just interesting. I just flipped over to see how long I had been on, and I've been on 96 minutes. So I think I'm probably going to go. It seems like a good place for me to wrap up at 96 minutes. I did do my one giveaway, and Mike, I need you to, if you're still in the room, I need you to send me your email so I can send that off to you. I'm glad to see some of the detecting people show up. I have a lot of coin people that show up in my detecting chat, and I really appreciate having the treasure hunting people and the diggers come in. And I will look you up, digologist, when I get up to Virginia. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I drive from Georgia down to Tampa, St. Pete area to detect, or over to Daytona and Smyrna and Orlando and Polk County. And, so I'll drive 3-4 miles south. What's the difference? I can drive north too. Now we got one sneaking in right here at the end. Hi, tricky targets. Got here just in time to say goodnight. Oh, my goodness. But anyway, there was a lot of information at the beginning of the show. What is my favorite non-wheat copper scent? Ooh, that's a rough one. That is a rough one. Truthfully, I really like Indian heads. I could have picked something more fancy, I guess, but I really do like Indian heads. I don't have very many of them, but I like them, and the ones that I do have are really nice. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I've got 4 detectors. I still have the Bounty Hunter Gold Digger. I said I found my first gold ring with that. I found a lot of good stuff with that. Then I have that Titan 3000 XD that I got from my brother. I had a Garrett Ace 300 very briefly. But then I got the Nocta Macro Simplex Plus, and it just blew that ace out of the water, and I put that ace back in the box and I sold it to pay for the Simplex. And I have not regretted that decision. I love my Simplex. I would love to have a Knox, but it's not in my budget. So to me, the next best thing is that Simplex. It has a lot of the same qualities. And so I'm hopefully I'll get out this week and be able to swing one of them anyway. So, all right, guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. Let me remind you again that I'm trying to get to 666 people on this channel because I want to do this big giveaway before I move. And I'm not sure where I am at right now. It's 624. So we're not that far away. I'm going to try to make a video tomorrow to promote that. It's kind of my devil made me do it kind of thing. Jimmy Licari, I knew you were lurking back there somewhere. You are the king of lurkers, buddy. So, all right. Keep your eyes open for the giveaway promo and help me get there so we can. I mean, I got some cool stuff. I got some detector stuff. I got some coinage stuff. So, all right, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Please stay safe. One of the fortunate things about metal detecting is that you can do some social distancing and still go out and have a good time. But y'all, please stay safe. I don't want to lose anybody else. We love you. Bye. See you next Wednesday or see you Monday on the Coin Chat. Bye-bye.